Hello everyone! Did you know that among the hundreds of thousands of species living on Earth, there are real giants that can simply amaze you with their size? They're so large that they can be compared to ancient megalodons and pterodactyls. Then let's cut to the chase. These are 10 giant animals that will definitely surprise you. Let's get it on. Giant Pacific octopus. The mysterious world of the ocean is full of many secrets, one of which is its giant inhabitants. Several centuries ago, people were terrified by sailors' scary stories about incredibly huge krakens. But if the kraken is a mythical monster, here we have a true cephalopod, whose size and weight make people shake nowadays. This is the biggest octopus according to the Guinness Book of Records, the giant Pacific octopus. The largest specimen found weighed 600 pounds, and its body length was 32 feet. It's hard to believe, but this monster grows from a tiny larva, 3 to 4 millimeters in length. Also, these octopi are called demons because of their horn-shaped formation above the eyes. But unlike all the other sea monsters, this octopus is not very fond of the depths, so it prefers to stay at a depth of 1,000 feet underwater. Thanks to this characteristic, it's not only the largest octopus, but also the most studied. Hair jelly. The largest jellyfish in the world's ocean has gained great popularity thanks to Arthur Conan Doyle's book Lion's Mane, in which he tells the story of the painful death of one of the characters caused by this jellyfish. However, rumors about its mortal danger to humans are far too exaggerated. Lion's mane jellyfish can't cause death. It can't even inflict any serious harm on a person's health. So, back to the size. The diameter of one specimen found in 1870 off the coast of Massachusetts was nearly 8 feet, and the length of its tentacles reached 121 feet. Its bell can grow to more than 8 feet in diameter, and the tentacles can grow up to 148 feet in length. This, by the way, exceeds the size of the blue whale, the largest animal on the planet. Curiously, the more to the north the haired jelly lives, the larger it is. Nested in all the northern seas of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, these jellyfish swim most of the time in the surface water layers. However, since they're predators, these jellyfish always keep their tentacles ready, unfolded in such a way that they form a dense net of traps beneath the bell. They hunt the inhabitants of these seas, for example, plankton and other jellyfish. Gaur. Generally, megaherbivores are a group consisting of elephants, rhinos, and giraffes. However, one of the most curious specimens of those giants is the Indian bison, also known as gaur. With a 10-foot growth, the gaur is truly a giant animal, and at the same time the world's largest wild cow. This massive creature with large horns loves running across the forests and fields of India, sometimes destroying the gardens. This species is in danger of extinction, although in reality it's not afraid of most threats, because it can weigh up to 3,500 pounds. Among these mega creatures, the gaur is the most obedient one. However, a bull is still a bull, and there are cases of unprecedented aggression from the animal. For example, one day a tiger attacked a gaur, and the big cat wasn't feeling very well after that. Ratufa squirrel. This cute creature has different names: Oriental giant squirrel, or just Ratufa squirrel. In any case, specimens of this species are rightly called the world's largest squirrels. If you compare a common squirrel with a Ratufa, you'll be surprised at the difference in size. A Ratufa squirrel on average is about 1.6 feet long and weighs up to 6.6 pounds. One unusual feature of this animal is that its tail is the same length as its body, so it's a rodent more than 3 feet long in total. Can you imagine? Apparently, this mega squirrel is quite nice. It has small, rounded ears which are decorated with funny brushes. On the legs it has long claws, and the pads on the legs are developed very well. This species can be found in Indochina and India, Nepal and Ceylon. These rodents love wet rainforests, but spend most of their lives in the dense crowns of the trees, moving over them by jumping. By the way, the jump of one of those long squirrels can reach almost 20 feet, and if the animal decides to get down from a huge tree, it can quietly jump 30 feet without any damage to its health. Goliath frog. Just imagine, its legs are bigger than a human palm, and it weighs like a cat. The Those who hold it in their hands say it feels physically like a balloon filled with wet sand. Goliath frogs live exclusively along riverbanks in the depths of the tropical rainforests of Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea. Despite impressive 1-foot height and a weight of 6.6 pounds, the frog doesn't have any advantages among relatives. On the contrary, these dimensions make Goliath frogs slow and clumsy creatures. After several jumps, the frogs get tired. Due to its size, about 10 years ago, it attracted the attention of private collectors and zoos. Many of these frogs were captured and taken to the United States, where they were exposed to high jumping competitions and people tried to breed them in captivity. Saltwater crocodile. The terrifying appearance and truly colossal dimensions of this predator have made a great impression on people since ancient times. And this isn't surprising, because the saltwater crocodile is not only the largest crocodile, but also the largest reptile on the planet. It is also one of the largest predators on Earth. Don't believe us? Then let's compare. The size of the saltwater crocodile exceeds the size of a polar bear, which certainly can't be considered a small animal. This toothed beast inhabits the warm waters of Australia, Indonesia, India, the Philippines, and stands out for its incredible swimming skills. Actually, the saltwater crocodile is the champion swimmer in its family, which allows it to appear in some places where people don't expect them. Therefore, this predator is sometimes found even on the coasts of Japan, where it's never lived before. These slow-moving and clumsy crocodiles can overcome long distances using strong ocean currents, and some specimens easily traveled several hundred miles in just 3 weeks. Being a super predator, the saltwater crocodile literally feeds on everything it can reach. In other words, its menu depends on the terrain where the crocodile is settled. For example, this reptile would happily attack large terrestrial mammals, bulls, buffaloes, horses, etc., if they're nearby, and in salt waters they hunt large fish. There's even evidence of this crocodile successfully hunting sharks. And if you're still not impressed enough, here's one more fact. Some saltwater crocodiles don't mind eating their relatives. Green anaconda. If you think the word non-venomous in the description of an anaconda makes it a harmless and innocent little beast, you're wrong. It's really a huge snake. The largest specimen captured was 17 feet long and weighed about 220 pounds. The anaconda's skull, like its bones, has very mobile joints, and therefore it can split when eating large meals. This feature allows giant snakes to eat very large enemies without even chewing them. Although anacondas do have teeth and very sharp ones, its bite isn't dangerous for humans. However, we wouldn't advise you to piss off this creature, because instead of biting you, it can easily squeeze you to death. The giant anaconda lives mainly in the mud pools of warm countries like Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, and Bolivia, so if you happen to be in one of those places, just be careful. Komodo dragon. The largest lizard on the planet, also known as the Komodo dragon, can be found on the island of Komodo and the nearest islands. The length of the Komodo's body can reach 10 feet in length, and the weight of large specimens varies around the 290-pound mark. But sometimes zoologists encountered extremely large lizards, weighing more than 350 pounds. That's definitely a true dragon. At first glance, this clumsy creature is not able to run fast, but don't let the lizard fool you. Like crocodiles, in case of danger or when hunting, the Komodo dragon can develop an acceptable speed. Well, of course it can only dream of running a marathon, because the Komodo dragon has forces enough for only a short dash. But these lizards can be considered really good swimmers. They can easily swim from one island to another if they need to. Unfortunately, at present, due to several factors, the Komodo dragon population has declined significantly. It was affected by the economic activities of humans and the reduction of food in the islands where they live. In addition to Komodo, it can be found on the island of Flores, Rinca, and many other smaller lands that are part of the Lesser Sunda archipelago. According to the latest data, about 5,000 of these lizards now live in nature, and the numbers may decrease over time if certain measures aren't taken. Whale shark. Far from the land, somewhere in the warm waters of the ocean, live these huge creatures, whale sharks. These animals are considered the largest fish in the world. Yes, whale sharks, not whales, occupy the top of the list of the largest fish, because whales are technically mammals. The length of a large whale shark is on average 43 to 50 feet, but this isn't the maximum length for them to grow. Due to their enormous size and solitary way of life, these fish are very little studied, and we can only guess their maximum size. This giant's weight can reach 20 tons, which is more or less like the weight of a rail car or a light cruiser. The 53-foot shark caught in 2000 in Pakistan's territorial waters had a body of 23 feet at its widest point. Just imagine how huge that is. By the way, the whale shark differs from its relatives not only in size, but also for its unusual coat pattern in the form of strips and spots. And despite their impressive size, whale sharks are by no means dangerous to humans. Moreover, they may not even react to divers, allowing them to touch them and even ride on their backs. Maybe they just don't realize it. After all, when you're so big, it's hard enough to notice a little human in a funny outfit. Hybrid bison. This animal is a hybrid of a wisent and a bison. Now imagine the size of these giants. If a usual wisent is the biggest creature in Europe and usually weighs about a ton, bisons also keep up. It grows easily up to 10 feet long and 7 feet tall. Yeah, it's a real mountain with 4 hooves. The mixed offspring of the wisent and the bison combine the characteristics of both species, but exceed them considerably in size, and stand out for their larger head, spongy hair, and the production of a large amount of little hybrid bison. For the first time, these incredible animals were produced in the early 20th century in one of the Ukrainian reserves, and today they're bred in closed areas around the world. Well, if you want to look at one specimen in the wild, go to the Caucasus. They say you can still meet this giant creature there if you look for it. Have you ever seen one of these creatures? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget about the likes. If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff, and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.